Hey, what is going on, guys? It's DK back at you with another video here. It's ready on the 4-game NBA main slate on Thursday. A couple of things before I get in the video. If you're new to the channel, my name's DK. I make daily videos talking about NBA, NFL, and XFL daily fantasy sports. I'm also running a weekly $20 PayPal giveaway on my channel. How it works, all you have to do is leave a like and a comment in the video. That's one entry in the giveaway. Max one comment per video. So it started with my Monday NBA video that I uploaded at the beginning of the week. We'll go throughout the week. We'll end my Monday NBA video at the end of the week. However many videos I've uploaded for the week, you can end the giveaway that many times. So if I have 10 videos uploaded for this week, you can end the giveaway 10 times. And again, the winner does receive a $20 PayPal for myself. With that out of the way, let's jump into the video. So first, let's look back at my lineup here from Wednesday's slate. So this is my final lineup. Kobe White, Marcus Smart, C.D. Osman, Bobby Portis, Larry Nance, Luka Doncic, Mo Wagner, and Zion Williamson. So the core cash game plays I gave you guys were Nance, who was amazing. 53 fantasy points, only 24% owned. I was a little bit surprised at that ownership for Nance. Obviously Cleveland was kind of coming. We knew they were going to run a small rotation, but I knew his price was getting up there, but still. I was a little bit surprised how low owned he was. Bobby Portis is a value guy I talked about once Mitchell Robinson got ruled out. I guess we'll stick with the core. So it was Nance, Doncic to spend up. C.D. Osman, who was okay. He's 4.1K, 25 fantasy points. Him and Marcus Smart started absolutely terrible. I think they had a combined 0 of 15 to start, Smart and Osman. It was looking terrible. Luckily, Osman picked it up. Marcus Smart was still a little bit disappointing, but he just shot the ball absolutely terrible. I don't know what exactly he finished with shooting percentage, but I think it was like 20%. That's the situation. I'm fine going to him. It was a close call with him and LeVert. Obviously, LeVert wasn't great either because that game blew out. With no Jaylen Brown, no Gordon Hayward, and no Kemba Walker, I'm perfectly fine with the Marcus Smart play. I have no regrets. He just had a really, really bad game. And then Kobe White, he was the thumbnail of my video for a reason, 37.25. Pretty solid for him. Again, I already talked about Bobby Portis with no Mitchell Robinson. He was one of the value guys I brought up. And then Doncic, Mo Wagner, once he got started, once he was in the starting lineup too, he was just way too cheap. And then Zion wasn't a guy I was super, super excited about, but I wanted to run it back with someone there playing Luka, so I figured I would risk it with Zion and see how it goes. That's the lineup right now. Looking decent. Again, Marcus Smart was a letdown. He was pretty high owned, so we'll see how it all pans out right now. Hopefully we can get into the cash. All right. That's basically it for the look back on Wednesday's slate. Let's get to Thursday. And I'm not going to lie, this slate is ugly. Not excited about this one at all. Let's take a look at some Vegas numbers, though, before we get into players and their prices. 3 of the 4 games are out right now. Clippers, Rockets, a 237 over-under. The Rockets are 1-point favorites. This one should be a good one to watch. I'm excited to watch that game. 76ers, Kings, 222 over-under. The Kings are 4.5-point favorites. And then Raptors, Warriors, 226 over-under. The Raptors are 10.5-point favorites. But we do have Steph Curry coming back in this one. All right, as always, we'll start with center. And the first game is just one of the grossest games I've ever seen. Denver versus Charlotte. Charlotte, a team that plays at a snail's pace. Denver, we know they're one of the best defensive teams. This one's going to be ugly. Jokic at 9.5K. I assume this spread, we have Devontae Graham questionable. I assume this could be a double-digit spread, so definitely some blowout risk here. He's probably in a close game, probably gets over 30 minutes. I'm fine with him, but I think I like other spend-ups more on this slate. Al Horford, now I do like the Philly guys here. It's a much better spot. They've had back-to-back really tough matchups against the Clippers and the Lakers. Both okay games for Horford, 36 and 31. But this is a game that I think he could have, a better fantasy scoring game against the Kings, who play at a faster pace. So Horford and Tobias Harris are 2 guys I have interest in more in the mid-range. Covington, you gotta take into consideration what this guy's been doing right now. He's playing huge minutes. He's playing a little bit at the 5, 4, 5, whatever that you call PJ Tucker the 5, Covington the 4, whatever. Either way, his rebounds, right, 16 and 13 rebounds back-to-back games. He's getting those blocks and steals. He's shooting the ball well. So I have some interest even at elevated price. Now, it makes it a little bit tricky for me to prefer Robert Covington when I have, Paul George at a similar price. like I think I got to give the edge to Paul George, even though Paul George hasn't been good. But I still have some mention Covington here. I think you can make a nice mid-range lineup here. I'll talk about that a bit more later, though. Montrez at 6.5. I got Clippers, are another team I hate seeing on this schedule because they're such a balanced team. But this is a really good matchup, and this one should stay close. So that's two positives. We know Houston runs small ball, so this is probably a game where Montrez gets a little bit more run. I don't think Zubac's going to play big minutes in this one. So I do have some interest in Montrez, right? Even in limited time, he's a guy that can get you, he had 44 in 20 minutes there against Denver. He had 38 and 28 minutes against Philly. So he is a guy that can get you there in like 25 or so minutes. It's a revenge game spot too. I have some interest in Montrez. Draymond Green is questionable. This is, somewhat significant. If he misses, I don't even know though. Was Steph coming back? Like, I don't even think I would consider any of the Valley Golden State guys, to be honest. Maybe the bigs like Dragan Bender and Toscano Anderson probably still get run, but I wouldn't feel great about that. Chris at 6K, probably not for me again with Steph coming back. PJ Washington, I don't think I get to him at 5.5 against Denver. I just would prefer getting to cheaper Charlotte guys if Devontae Graham is out. Harry Giles at 5.4. They're kind of splitting the tournaments right now with him and Len. He seems priced about right. Millsap has been very up and down, but a 4.6K in a good matchup, I could see getting to him as a value play. So normally he's been throughout his career, he's been a pretty consistent fantasy scorer, but recently he's been so up and down. Alex Len, again, him and Giles should split the center minutes. Now, he did only get 14 minutes the last game against Washington, which is a concern. But, if he gets, you can take a shot at him for GPPs, right? Because if he gets extended, if he gets minutes into the 20s, mid-20s, he's a guy that can definitely get you, 25, 30 fantasy points. Marc Gasol currently listed as questionable. That is pretty big news. We also have, I don't know if I glossed over, Ibaka is questionable. So, both those guys' status up in the air. If both those guys are out, and they start Boucher, we can obviously look to Boucher. I am really, really tilted about it, though, because I played Chris Boucher here against Charlotte. He had 16 minutes, 8 fantasy points. I played him here against Denver, 9 minutes, 7 fantasy points. I fade him against Phoenix. I'm like, you know what? They are not giving this guy minutes no matter what, even against a big team like Denver. They only gave him 9 minutes, so I'm like, they're just not going to give him minutes. And then when I fade him, he gets 29 minutes, 45 fantasy points. I literally had to pace up and down my apartment. I had to go for a walk. That's how mad I was. I was literally just wanted to pull my hair out. But yeah, we could look to Boucher if both those guys are out, and I would have more confidence if he starts. His minutes are so up and down. And then obviously, yeah, if Ibaka plays and Gasol misses, I would like Ibaka a good amount. If Gasol plays and Ibaka misses, it's not going to be limited. I would like him at that price. So we got to keep an eye on the news there with those centers. I have some interest in Cody Zeller, 4.3. We know Denver runs big. We probably get 20, 25 minutes from him. I think he's an okay value play in this slate if he starts at center once again. Biyombo got a DNP last game. Can't go there. Hernan Gomez off the bench. I mean, they seem comfortable giving him about 15 to 20 minutes. He's normally a pretty productive guy when he gets minutes. So another one of those value guys I think is in play. PJ Tucker is so gross, but he's going to play big minutes at 3.7. Worth a look as well. I think that does it, though, for center. So let's move on to power forward. Siakam at the top at 9.1 does intrigue me, especially if Ibaka and Gasol are out, because they are comfortable giving him some small ball 5 run. He played 43 minutes the last game against Phoenix, had 52 fantasy points. I think he goes a bit low round. Now, I don't know if I get to him if I'm playing a cash game setting. I think I prefer some other spend ups, but I would consider him for GPPs. And if you want to run the stack, pair him with Steph Curry. I don't hate that idea. I haven't seen anything yet of a Steph Curry minutes limit. I know it's just his hand, so I think there's a decent chance that he just plays normal minutes, but we'll get to that in a bit. Tobias Harris, again, him, Horford, I think stand out as pretty solid plays in the mid-range. It's a much better spot here. Back-to-back bad matchups there against the Clippers and the Lakers. But these are two guys that are going to have to do it all offensively for Philly. So I do have some interest in both those guys, Tobias and Al Horford. Sacramento is just another team I don't like seeing on the slate because they're so balanced. No one really ever stands out to me. Just 6K, probably pass for me. Like Pascal, I mean, I guess you can consider him if Draymond's out, but Steph Curry coming back, that's just another body into the rotation. I still don't know if I would get to Pascal there. Again, Bridges, Washington, even if Devontae Graham missed, I probably don't go there. Again, Sacramento is a team I just don't like seeing them because they're just so balanced. Like Barnes, sure, probably gets to 20, 25, but nothing exciting. I'm not going to get to Marcus Morris. I'm not going to get to Jeremy Grant with Paul Millsap playing. RJ got completely limited that last game. I can't go there. Yeah, so guys like Bender, Toscano, Anderson, they're not going to play Marquise Chris like the whole game. Marquise Chris is going to play 25 to 30 minutes. So these guys will probably have to get some run if Draymond is out. So yeah, these are two value guys you could look to. You're not going to feel great about it, obviously, but they probably get 20 or so minutes. Jalen McDaniels, I think, is actually in play if Devontae Graham misses. He played 27 minutes last game. They ran a really short rotation, 8-man rotation. So, yeah, if Devontae Graham misses, I think we get about the same from Jalen McDaniels, about mid-20s minutes. I think he is a viable punt option. Jeff Green at 3.3, or JaMychal Green, I should say, 3.3. Don't think we have to go there. Jeff Green, he's basically like out, not playing enough minutes for me to consider him, even at min price. I think that really does it for power forward. Let's move on to small forward. So Kawhi Leonard, 9.3. I like him a good amount. This game is going to be played at a fast pace, right? 237 over under. Houston, not very good defensively. The downside of Kawhi is, again, the Clippers are a very, very balanced team right now. They have so many mouths to feed. But this is Kawhi Leonard. He's 9.3K, and it's a matchup against Houston. I have a good amount of interest in him as a spend up. Wiggins, I'm not going to get to his stuff coming back. I also like Paul George at 7.4K. Now, they've kind of been taking it easy on his minutes, 25 to 30 minutes or so, but he's 7.4 again. This is a match against Houston. Is this the game they finally extend him a little bit to like 32, 33 minutes? Maybe. So, yeah, I think, getting one of those Clippers wings in your lineup, whether it be Kawhi or Paul George, is a pretty solid idea here. If you want to save money on PG over Kawhi, I don't hate that idea. If you want to get to the top to Kawhi, he's probably safer with the minutes. I'm fine with that as well. Norman Powell, his price is coming up. I mean, if Fred VanVleet misses, you could consider him. He's going to play big minutes. But if Fred VanVleet plays, I would have absolutely no interest. Again, my concern is he is a score-independent guard. So if his shot's not falling, he does have a kind of low floor. And again, you're getting him at a premium now at 6.6. OG, kind of the same thing. He came back down to earth after having two unbelievable games, 6 and 7 steals in those games. Yeah, those are anomaly games. I still don't think I get to him at 6.4K. Now, he has been playing huge minutes, right? 40, 40, and 37. I mean, if both Ibaka and Gasol are out once again and Fred VanVleet, sure, you could look to him, but probably not the way that I go. I prefer some other plays in the mid-range. Sacramento, again, I voiced my concerns here. It's just they're such a balanced team. No one plays huge minutes. No one really stands off the page to me. Barton at 5.6 is okay there, but again, Charlotte plays at a really, really slow pace. Bazemore, again, Sacramento is just honestly a team I have like very little interest in. Cody Martin, the Martin Bros are players we can look to if Devontae Graham is out. Now, we're not getting him at a discount anymore. 4.5, he was 4.1. He's 4.5 now. I think he would be a viable play if Devontae Graham's out and they start Cody Martin once again. Furkan Korkmaz at 4.5. We probably get 25 to 30 minutes from him. With all those guys out for Philly still, with Ben Simmons out, Joel Embiid, Josh Richardson, he probably is a guy that's going to demand a little bit of usage here. The concern is, though, that he is also pretty scoring dependent, so he does have a low floor. But we know the upside is there on Korkmaz, right? If he's shooting the ball well, he can put up 40, even 50 on a good night. So I think you got to consider him for GPPs. Daniel House at 4K, put him in that pool of like cheap guys you can take shots on. Don't feel great about it, but I think he is in play. Michael Porter Jr., they just don't want to give this guy minutes. I don't know why, but they just don't. Glenn Robinson, I'm not going to chase that big game. I know he was solid in 31 minutes, 35 fancy points, but he's up to 4K now. His minutes are so up and down, right? 15, 21, 14, 31. Just don't know what to do with these secondary plays there for Philly. Caleb Martin, someone we could look to if Devontae Graham's out, right? He played 27 minutes, not a very high usage guy, but he is almost mid-price. I think that really does it, though, for small forward. Let's move on to shooting guard. Harden at the top at 10-7. I like him. I like Westbrook. Both had kind of off games there against the Knicks, but you're getting them at pretty cheap prices, right? The price did go up $200. I'm not super concerned about that. We haven't seen a big game from Harden here in a while. I know the matchup's tough against the Clippers, so I think maybe that lowers the ownership on him a bit. But I still have a good amount of interest in James Harden as a spend up. Again, Wiggins, I'm not going to get to him with Steph Curry back. Jamal Murray at 6.8. It's just tough because I don't know. He's kind of scoring dependent as a point guard as well. Again, Charlotte, they played a really slow pace, so I just think he's okay in the mid-range. Fred VanVleet, this is pretty big news. He is questionable, as well as obviously, again, Gasol and Ibaka. So if Fred VanVleet misses, would make Lowry more viable, would make Norman Powell more viable. If Fred VanVleet plays and is not going to be limited, I would have some interest in him at 6.5K. I think that would be a little bit too cheap. Rozier, 6.2, really bad matchup, but if Devonta Graham's out, we probably get about mid-30s minutes from him. Not super excited about that, though. Lou Williams, another revenge spot here, 5.9. My concern here is just, again, the Clippers have a lot of good players, and they're going to have to spread the ball around. So that's a concern there with Lou, but I do like getting to at least one Clipper, I think, on the slate. Right, whether it be Kawhi, whether it be Paul George, whether it be Lou Williams, whether it be Montrez, I think getting one of those main four guys in your lineup is a pretty solid way to go about the slate. Just because, again, the 237 over under, this one should stay close. So you can make an argument for two if you want to get two of those guys in your lineup. And the Golden State guards I'm not getting into is Steph Curry coming back. Sacramento, just no one really stands out. Burks is priced up too much at 5K. I can't get to him. Not getting to Michael Mulder at 4K. Not getting to Joe Cheely. Did I pass over Mike Scott? I think I might have. Oh, he's a power forward. He's 3.8K, so he played 36 minutes the last game. I guess, he is pretty similar to Glenn Robinson. I think I would prefer Mike Scott to Glenn Robinson if I'm going to pick one of these cheap wings for Philadelphia. But I think he is a guy that is a pretty solid value play if he's going to start and get those type of minutes again. All right, but let's close it out with point guard. Harden, Westbrook, both had a kind of disappointing game here against the Knicks. This is a tougher spot, so I think that does lower the ownership a little bit for the Houston guards. But again, 237 over under. Both these guys are obviously demand a whole lot of usage in this offense. So getting one of those Houston guards in your lineup, I think, is not a bad idea either if you want to run it back with a Clipper or two. Kyle Lowry at 8.6. He's playing huge minutes. Basically, everyone in Toronto right now is playing huge minutes with all those guys out. It's kind of dependent on news, right? If Fred VanVleet plays, don't know if we get to Lowry at that price. But if Fred VanVleet is out and those two bigs are out again, then Toronto will be pretty thin. And it's a really good matchup against Golden State. So this is kind of dependent on news here for whether I get to Kyle Lowry or not. Now, Steph Curry, this is the big question mark at 8K. I haven't seen anything. I'm going to still look on Twitter, see if I can find anything more, but I haven't seen anything yet of a minutes limit. And it's his hand, obviously, right? He broke his hand. So he's going to be in good shape. He's been playing with the G League team. I don't know. We'll see. If he's not going to be limited, he is obviously the best play of the day at 8K. That's just way, way too cheap. If he's going to be limited to like 25 or so minutes, then that makes it a tough call, right? So yeah, we have to keep an eye on that, the news here for Steph Curry. But if he's not going to be limited at 8K, I would like him a lot. De'Aaron Fox at 8K just seems about right. Sacramento as a team is just really hard for me to get to anyone. Shake Milton finally came back down to earth after the last game, 29 minutes, only 26 fantasy points, 6.5. I think he's okay, more just a GBP play though. Again, he's been shooting the ball amazing. I don't think that continues. Devontae Graham, this is pretty big news. If he misses, then we can look to some of those cheap Charlotte guys, like guys like McDaniels, the Martin Bros. Reggie Jackson at 4.3. He's actually making some decent run, even off the bench. Played 25 that last game. I think he is. You can put him in that pool of value guys you can take shots on. Let's see. Other options here. Pat Beverly, again, him and Reggie Jackson kind of splitting the minutes. Pat Beverly has been terrible recently. Absolutely terrible. But we know he does not like Russell Westbrook at all, so maybe this is the game to extend him a little bit for his defense on Westbrook. I could see getting to Beverly in a buy low, right? I don't think anyone's going to play him, but I think this is a game he could get extended a little bit just because they need his defense. I think that really does it for this, yeah, pretty ugly 4-game slate, to be honest. And again, the reason why I'm not super excited about this one is because Denver, Charlotte. That game is going to be super, super gross. Denver plays at a really slow pace. They're really good defensively. Charlotte, we know they play at a snail's pace. Clippers, Houston game. The Clippers that are such a balanced team. And then Houston, right, it's, Harden and Westbrook, but they're in a tough spot. Philly, as a team, I have some interest in those mid-tier plays, but everyone else seems kind of priced up with, like I don't think I get to Shake Milton. I don't think I get to Burks. Those value guys like Mike Scott, like Korkmaz, like Glenn Robinson, I think are viable. The Sacramento team is just, they're such a balanced team. No one's playing huge minutes. No one really stands out there. Toronto, kind of depend on news, right? And then Golden State, we have Steph Curry coming back, so it kind of takes those value guys out of play. That's why the slate is just pretty unappealing for me. But yeah, I hope that this video kind of helped for you guys to make lineups for the 4-game slate on Thursday. I will be live streaming for this one. It's only a 4-game slate, so probably only 30 minutes before locks. But be sure to check out the live stream. I will go over any injury news we get throughout the day. I will go give you guys a game-by-game breakdown, and then kind of give you guys my core, I guess, cash game plays. Even though it's a 4-game slate, I'll go, 4 pretty safe plays, and then I can answer any questions you guys have at the end. If you have been enjoying the content, would really appreciate if you could like this video, subscribe if you haven't, and hit that notification bell. Hitting the notification bell, guys, really does help me out for getting more views on these videos. So if you guys could just take a second of your day, hit that notification bell, it does really help me out. But yeah, thanks again for everyone coming to check the video, and I will see you all tomorrow in the live stream.